What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hybrid Network and yet another DC Extended Universe topic video. And today we're going to be talking about something that I'm actually surprised I've never really brought up before. I've done this before in the past, I think, with the villains for a Justice League movie, but as we all know, Steppenwolf has kind of taken that role, and it makes all those options just obsolete. It was still fun, though, to do, and I thought to myself, well, why don't I just do more general characters? So, for today, we're going to be looking at 5 DC characters that I would love to see in the DC Extended Universe. It should be noted, again, that this is just a personal preference list. If you don't agree with the list, or you don't agree with certain parts of the list, that's okay. You can just let me know in the comments down below which characters you would like to see in the DC Extended Universe, and I really would love to see what you guys have to say, because everyone has different opinions, and a lot of really cool opportunities come out from discussing them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my top 5 DC characters list with Martian Manhunter. Now, this one is just more obvious, but it's one that I really want to see, because Martian Manhunter is one of my favorite characters, and the fact that he establishes the Justice League and he's not really present in the movie just makes me it doesn't really make me angry or anything, it just makes me kind of disappointed, because he's just such an interesting character, and he's just such a cool parallel to Superman, where Superman arrives on Earth and he just looks like a human just right off the bat, so he's able to fit in a little bit more easily, while John, he knew about his whole race before he was exiled. He wasn't a baby that was sent off and he had to learn about it on Earth. John knew all of that, kind of being exiled from this planet that was destroyed, or not really destroyed, but more like his species was wiped out, and having to live on a new planet and try to get in touch with new people it's hard. And it would be a really cool kind of concept to see in the DC Extended Universe. Not to mention, again, it would really fill out the Justice League a little bit more, because it's missing those 2 characters we really want, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern. So yeah, Martian Manhunter definitely, I think, needs to appear at some point. Number 4, the Justice Society of America. Now, I love the Justice Society of America. As a matter of fact, I think I just love superheroes in World War II in general, but these guys kind of take the cake mostly because just the way that they're presented and their costumes and just their different power sets are really cool. It just introduces a whole new cast of characters. Dr. Fate, Stargirl, Wildcat, Sandman, Hourman, Dr. Midnight, just so many new characters to use that I feel like it would be a crime not to have them at some point. As a matter of fact, with Wonder Woman taking place in World War I, you could actually see it as being inspiration that later on down the line people need superheroes in different sort of World War conflicts, and thus the Justice Society would come together out of inspiration from Wonder Woman, which would add a whole new importance to Wonder Woman as a character in the DC Extended Universe. But this is more about what the Justice Society can offer, and honestly, I think it would be really cool just to see another World War II sort of movie, but with these heroes in it. Number 3, Red Tornado. Red Tornado is one of those characters that I don't understand why they don't get more love than they do. He's not really that more well-known of a character. He was in Supergirl, the show, but I'm not really as big on how he looked and his sort of purpose there, but I mean, again, it made sense. Those of you that don't know, Red Tornado is a classic DC character that appears in actually a few other animated series as well, now that I think about it. He was in Young Justice, so obviously some people would know a little bit more about him. The idea of Red Tornado might be a little iffy, because he shares a lot of similarities with the Vision in terms of his story arc, being he was created to destroy the Justice League, and then as time went on, he sort of wanted to become a hero, and he joined their ranks instead. That being said, though, Red Tornado, I think, adds a really cool element that the DCEU universe could use, that being a villain-turned-hero that struggles to understand humanity and just friendship and just sort of all those human ideals, and to see him kind of grow into a character that understands all of that would be really interesting. Number 2, Plastic Man. I love Plastic Man. Plastic Man is just a character that is just so much fun, and he's just so cool when you think about it. His design is great, his powers are amazing. Plastic Man could basically do anything if you come to think about it. But I think what's more is that Plastic Man just kind of brightens up the DC Extended Universe a little bit. It shows us characters that aren't really brooding or just really sad about their just existence. Plastic Man loves being a hero. Plastic Man tries his best to make up for his past misdeeds of being a thief. And with that, we get a character that's just so much more fun. We get a character with just such a really colorful and zany environment and mythos to him that you really would be surprised at what could happen in a movie. I'm not saying give him a whole movie. I would love that, but I don't know if that would happen. But if you could just have him be a part of the Justice League or just have him be a part of just the entire DC Extended Universe, it would just be so much more fun. It would brighten everything up just a little bit more and bring us more into that sort of hopeful and more bright DC universe that I've known growing up. And number 1, the Doom Patrol. Now, the Doom Patrol is probably one of the greatest teams, I think, in DC continuity, just because they're so weird. They're really weird. Just the things that they tackle and the things that they kind of come across have always been strange. If I have to say anything, though, I would say I would want them to take a lot of inspiration from the old 1960s version of the Doom Patrol and the Grant Morrison version to kind of mix those two together to create just a really weird, strange, out there kind of movie that I think we could all appreciate. With the Doctor Strange movie that came out, I think audiences would be a lot more receptive to really weird and out there kind of concepts. So I think if anything, DC would want to capitalize on that and do the Doom Patrol. And I wouldn't say make it like a huge tenet of the DC Extended Universe. I would say make it more like the Shazam and Dark Universe movies. Just kind of have it off to the side. It's there, but they kind of explore their own things. Maybe every once in a while they mention Superman, but they just scoff. He doesn't know the true things that are going on in this world, all the strange things that we have to deal with. Like, again, just the concept of them dealing with the Brotherhood of Dada, having them go against the Scissor Men that kind of cut people out of reality, going against the Candlemaker and just this weird sort of thing that he does. He lives in a little girl's mind that has psychic abilities. It's really just out there stuff that I think would be really cool to see in a film. It might be hard, but I think it would be worth it if it's done successfully. And everyone, that is my list for characters that I want to see in the DC Extended Universe. Do you agree with the list? Do you disagree? Would you add or take anything out? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very interested to see what you guys want to see in the DC Extended Universe. And if you guys want to stay up to date on all of our podcasts, movie reviews, comic reviews, super sciences, character bios, and many more, go ahead and subscribe to the Hybrid Network for all that stuff as it comes out. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the next DC Extended Universe topic video.